Hi, I'm Nola Pearce from TraumaSim, and I'm going to demonstrate how to use our Emergency Tourniquet Trainer. So we have all the pieces here that come in a kit. We've got the simulated thigh with its realistic silicone end. This will bleed when this is attached to a pump. We have the pump that we put the simulated blood into. We've got some food colouring to put into the pump, and we've got some tubing to connect it all together and a couple of different connectors. We've just got one limb here, but we can make up the sets with up to 4 limbs. So 4 limbs can run off of one pump with a little connector to do that with, or 2 limbs can be run that way, or as we're going to do it here, just 1 limb. So I've already clamped this to the bench, and we provide a clamp with it for that purpose. We use just water and food colouring to make this work. So I've already put water into the pump bottle, and this is just standard food colouring from the supermarket. So we've put the food colouring into the bottle and done up the pump handle. Then the tap on the top of the bottle connects onto this piece of tubing, which is 8mm tubing. The little connectors on here, they work by you pull the little red piece backwards and insert the tubing, pushing it in firmly and releasing it. That will then make that a strong connection. This is the master tap at the top of the pump. Because the pump can operate 4 different limbs at one time, it's useful occasionally to be able to turn the whole lot off. So that's just a 1/4 turn tap to turn that off. One thing to keep in mind, if you're disconnecting when you clean and you're resetting up again, the tap needs to be in the right direction. And if you have a look very closely on there, there's a little arrow that's pointing to the flow of the tubing. So the direction of the flow as the fluid would run is indicated on that little tap there. If you get that round the wrong way, it will leak. That 8mm tubing then connects on to this different connector here, which is an 8mm to 6mm connector. And again, pulling the red bit back and pushing it firmly. If we were to run 2 thighs off this one, this is the point that we would put in the double connector, or if we were going to use 4, this would be the time to put the 4 piece in there. So 6mm tubing then comes to the back of the tourniquet trainer, and again we've got a little red valve to push in, and there's a 1/4 turn tap at the back of each limb. So if you are operating 4 at the same time, you can turn off taps individually. You can turn it off if you think the student's done a good enough job of putting the tourniquet on. Once they've put the tourniquet on properly, the main flow will stop, but you will still get a small amount of leakage, so you might want to turn that off then rather than just have the mess continue. The tap at the top here, I could also turn that off depending on what you were wanting to do at the time. So at that point, we can then pressurise the pump. Just pump the pump handle up and down until we feel that it's quite a firm resistance, and then you just turn the handle slightly and it will lock into place. At that point, we're ready to turn it on and make a bit of a mess. So I'm just going to turn on the tap now, and it will flow. So this demonstration isn't about how to put on a tourniquet, because different workplaces will have different tourniquets and different procedures. But once you've got the tourniquet in place and tightened up, the bleeding will stop. So that's how you use our tourniquet trainer.